Hello everyone, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for today's After School Club. On Mondays we have a theme on design, specifically for this little mini series we're doing. We're working in Flow Lab, learning some game design. We just finished our platformers from the previous week, so this upcoming, today, actually there's just one part today, yeah. We're doing like another popular genre among games is like a shooty space game where you have like a little spaceship that flies around and stuff. There's still lots of games that have like flight where they have things like moving around, so we're gonna learn how to design for that kind of game. As always, we have all our past archives on our website, 50space.org. You go to after school here, and then here you can see all the themes: today's design, tomorrow's code, and then make it, and so on. Here today, it has information what we're doing, and if you missed a day, you can always go to archives and click on the link and find the video right there. So getting started here, I'm gonna go to Flow Lab here, and you sign in. I'm already signed in, so I'm just gonna go to My Games up here. If you still have your previous games over here, you might have to like export them to save it and such. I believe you have to, pay for it. But I still have some available. I had to delete the examples from the previous weeks, but you can always like remake them. They're fairly small. So to get started in our space game here, you can click on New Game. Here we go, here's a new game. Waiting for the little template to pop up, asking if I want a tutorial. I'm gonna go with empty project. And here we are, our little space we're gonna work with. I'm just gonna do the usual, go down to settings first. Just gonna name it space game for now. I'll make it bigger for a little bit, but I am going to make the space smaller again later on. So I'm working with a bigger space right now. I'm just going to make it the max size, I guess. Nah, just this wide. But I'm going to shrink it back down a little bit later. And then obviously I need some type of background. So I'm just going to go with game levels. I'm going to click under game levels color. I'm just going over things that we've learned from previous weeks. I'm gonna change the color to like a dark blue so we're in space. Okay. And then I'm gonna decorate, put some stars around. So I'm gonna go click anywhere and then create. I'm just gonna name it star and edit. I could find an awesome background image of stars on it, but I'm gonna go with this. Browse. Pixel objects. There's already stars on this one, so I'm just gonna go with this right here. Click OK. And then I'm gonna go to physics. Again, just going over things I already know. I'm gonna make it knock solid because it's just decoration. So now I got some stars. So I'm just gonna edit, actually clone, and just put some stars throughout the space. Decorate how I want it to. Looks like I'm also double clicking in some spots. Okay. I'm cloning, and then I'm just gonna delete these extra ones or move it a little bit. There you go. Got my decor here now. Next thing we're going to do is, of course, add our players. But if I, go anywhere right now and I click create, and I'm going to name this ship for now, but if I go to edit sprite and I go to browse, I go for objects, there isn't really a spaceship in here. So something I haven't taught yet is to find art somewhere else when we can't find it here. So I'm going to go to a website called opengameart.org. And opengameart.org is where you can find free game art and other files and stuff they can add into games for free. That's also a creative license on them, so you don't have to worry about like anyone like coming in later and be like, why use our art? Why did you steal this and do this? So it's free to use. Don't have to worry about anyone else coming in and like suing you or something. So I'm just gonna search spaceship and search. And I get a few spaceships. I'm gonna go with this very pixely one right here. And you can just choose the one you want. And it's just a simple PNG. Right here is where you can download PNG files. There's a 24 by 24, 96 by 96. That stands for pixel size. The 96 by 96 is kind of huge. I'm gonna go with the 24 by 24. It saves down right over here. I'm gonna go back to FlowLab. I'm gonna click upload, choose file. It's gonna be under my downloads. Open, click OK. There we go, there's my spaceship. Oops. Looks like I accidentally deleted a few things in here. I'm just gonna upload it again because looks like I accidentally deleted a few pixels. Okay, there we go, it's back. And the grid's kind of, you know, it's out of size here. So I'm just gonna grab this and I could center it, but it's gonna get confusing on the edges here. So could make the grid more bigger or more, but like you can't really shrink down things in here. You can't make the grid size smaller, but what I could do, nope, that's not what I'm looking for. I have to remember how to do this. Let's move in for the whole thing. Zoom in and zoom out, copy, paste. There we go, we can change the grid size. Okay, so at the bottom right here, see like this little grid thing right here. If I slide it, it's kind of hard to see. I can make the grid bigger or smaller. And the smallest size you can do is this right here. It's like a few squares across and space around. What I could do is go through another art program and make it bigger because we want these to touch the edge in here. But I'm okay with this so far. So we could, you know, again, edit it. We're going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to keep it as is. And click OK. Here's my spaceship. Okay, just left click it, move it up. Oops. And there's our spaceship right here. And play. I see it right there. It's not really moving. So I'm just gonna go back to edit game here. So there's spaceship game here. Gotta think about what do we want here? How do we want it move? For this one specifically, I'm gonna have it move based on following my icon here. Like my mouse right here. So I'm just gonna click on this. I'm going to edit. So I want to change the movement on this. So I'm going to go to behaviors like we've had before in the previous weeks. And then I'm going to go do always because I have it always moving. And then if you look on the left side here, you could do keyboard, move my keyboard. But I said before, we're going to try mouse, you know, make it feel more floaty in space here. So I'm going to go with mouse move right here. Actually, I don't need always. I was going to try something else, but I'm like, I changed my mind. And with mouse move, we need something to change. Remember how we did keyboards movement where we added a number and we push to something. We could try that, but I need to get the information of my mouse moving in here. So if mouse move right here, but I want my object to face my mouse as I turn it. So I want to look for something in here that's called point at. So I have to go through all the components. There it is. So I went to components and then point at. Left click and point at. There we go. And then again, as always, you have to click on it and click what's this information. So I'm just going to put X to X, Y to Y, and then test it. See what happens. There we go. We got it kind of facing towards like our mouse, but it's kind of it's not really pointing right at it, but it's turning, and it's not really moving, but we got it turning here. So we need to change a few things. So I'm going to stop it right there. So I probably need to do some math here with our movement on there. And then I need to get this moving here. So instead of, actually I'm going to put this back even though I just disconnected it. I am going to connect these again, and I'm going to give some movement in here. So think about how we got it before. We did like something with numbers. What else did we did with that? I think we added velocity or impulse to it, to the movement too. So I'm going to go back to triggers. I'm clicking always on the left side here. Here it is. Now I'm bringing it back. And then I'm going to go to logic and math. And then I'm going to add a number. This number here, you can change it to whoever you want. You can make it really slow, really fast. It's just up to you as a designer how you want it. But this is our speed. I think with our last game we did 6 for the speed. I'm going to do 4. Have it really move really slow for now. And think about how you want to do this. This is output input again. Remember, everything we type on the keyboard is input to their machine. Everything we see on the screen and hear off speakers is output. So always output is outputting to input of the number. So as it turns, the game is on, it's always setting something to 4. And then we're going to look for something called velocity on here. Always have to remember exactly where it is. There it is. So I went under properties. It's velocity on properties. Click on it. It appears here. What's different here is that we had a key for the X value, for negative X, positive X, for going left and right. Here, we're kind of going in all different directions. So we just need to go forward. So I'm setting the value of 4 into forward. So it's always moving forward. But I'm having it point my mouse so it rotates towards my mouse. And so I don't have to worry about the direction it's facing when I turn different things. So I'm gonna go ahead and test this. Look how it moves really awkwardly. So yeah, it's kind of following my mouse now. But yeah, it's really weird. It's not really pointing itself directly at the mouse. And when I don't move my mouse for a little bit, it kind of rotates around and then it kind of flies off on its own. I don't want that. So now I'm going to do that math here. So what's going on here is that we need to add a few things in here. So I could do quite a different few things in here. How do we want to do this? So there's this thing right in here. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. I have to remember where the rotate is. That's what I'm mainly looking for here. Okay, so I'm going to use my camera actually to fix this a little bit. And I'll explain soon. So first I'm going to look for a camera. There it is. It's under components. There's camera. What I'm going to do is what I want, how I want this to work. Like, it depends how you want to like design this. You could have it where we're just free flowing, flying everywhere. And then we have to do a thing where we have to get the next position coming up to get it centered. But what I want to do is have, like I said earlier, how I'm making the space big temporarily. What I really want to do is like have it zoom in, and as I'm moving around space, the camera is following me too. So I'm going to get the position of the camera and keep my space centered, but still moving around. So what I'm going to do here is first, I'm actually going to click OK for now. I'm going to go to settings, and I'm going to make my space smaller again. Make it 10 by 10. And now I have to move everything over, or not. And I'm gonna put this right in the center in here, kind of center. I'm trying. Oh, let's say this. I'm gonna make it an odd number so I can actually have it centered. There we go, in the center of the space. And now I'm gonna go in here, edit, behavior. There we go. And then I'm going to take, you see little outs right here, so we got outputs. But before I do that, I need, just like we did before, click on here, get the space of everything. And I'm going to go about 15 over 30. You see that there's a box all the way around, like we did on our platformer, how we expanded the space of our levels and move around. But this square with the color background right here is our camera view. So I'm going to keep it like this. And then I'm going to do OK. And what I need to do here is I need to add all these values into the X and Y point at here. So my camera is also pointing at the movement of my mouse. So pointer, and I'm going to use the output in here to center the view in here. So we're going to do a little math here. I'm going to grab logic, I'm going to do expression. Expression is anything like addition, subtraction. In here, we're going to do addition. So we're going to do A plus B. So we're going to be taking the X, Y value into A and B, and we're going to add them together. So what we want is A plus B for it out. We're adding them together. And then what I'm first going to do is I'm going to get rid of these lines right here. I add this in the middle right here. And then I'm taking the X right over here. But the thing is, I don't want to add X and Y in here. I'm going to show you what happens when I do that. It's going to move an X, Y. See, it's only moving in one direction. That's not really working out. So I probably need another expression. I want to add the X's together and the Y's together from this. The outs on the right side here are batch from the left, so set X right here for input here, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. So these line up to the left side here. I'm going to add the X's together from the mouse and the camera. I'm going to add the Y's together from the mouse and the camera to over here, so we're not taking the vertical value and messing up our movement here. So I'm going to grab another expression here. I'm adding the Y's and the X movement from our mouse and camera. Here we go. I'm going to put Y right down here. So X up here, and then the Y over here. So this is my X's and this is my Y's. And then I also needed to evaluate here to get the number from our X and Y. And put this right here. And I'm going to put this right in here. So I'm actually going to remove my camera out of here for a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my X in here, outputting to Y, X over here. So it's evaluating and adding. And then I'm gonna play now. And it's still wonky, just like before. But, oops, to add my camera in here, I'm gonna put this, X to X, Y to Y, and then test. So now we got a little bit better movement going on here. So right now our camera's moving around for us, but we have this weird thing going on back here. So there's one more thing we need to fix in here. My light's going down. Hold on, I have to stand to get my light to come back up. There we go. So there's one thing we're missing in here, you know, to fix our ship moving around. So right in ship, I know we could have done this at the beginning, but I just want to illustrate this. I want to make it movable, and I want to enable a rotation, not affected by gravity. We don't have any gravity here in space. There you go. And I'll talk about explosion there. So now there's that. I'm gonna go in here, edit, behavior, test again. So now we're kind of like moving a little bit better. We're moving a bit better. So we still have a weird thing going on with our ship not facing our mouse, but we got movement going. I'm gonna stop this. Okay. So there's one more thing I can change in here. So go back to physics. There's a little thing right here we missed. It's called forward direction right here. So our forward direction's the right side of the ship right now. So that's why it's pointing towards our mouse at an angle. So if I change the forward direction to up, okay, and then play, now it's facing my mouse. And there we go, we got movement in space. And you're kind of looking at this like, this is kind of boring, you know, just kind of moving my mouse around. It's not really doing anything. So what could we add in here? We could add like blocks to avoid. And we could probably, you know, like I said, you know, we're making a shooter. I'm going to make my spaceship shoot things. I'm going to go back out of the game now. So first I'm going to focus on is to get my spaceship to shoot. So I'm going to go to library, not library, sorry. I'm going to create an object. And I name this bullet because we're going to shoot some asteroids in space. Edit sprite, browse. Let's see if there's anything that's kind of like, so we could shoot cats if we want. Objects. It's kind of a circle shape. I'm gonna make it weird. I'm gonna shoot cats in space. There we go. There's my cat. And it's way bigger. I'm gonna edit and go to physics. And this is movable. It's not affected by gravity. Enable rotation. Yeah, I would say the forward direction is right. And we want this to be always moving. So I'm gonna edit behavior, just like what we did before with our spaceship. We're going to add some movement. So it's always logic, get a number. I'm gonna make it super fast. This is the speed. Input in here, and then properties, velocity. There we go. And make it forward. Play. There it goes. All the way over there. Here, I'm actually going to make it really slow so it's easier for me to design it. There it is. It's going. I probably shouldn't, like, notice I can kind of push it around. I kind of don't want that. So I'm going to go to physics with my cat. I'm going to turn off is solid, but enable collisions. Because we need collisions for good things happen. Again, that's from previous weeks with Learn Platformers here. Okay, so I got to figure out what I want next here. So I want this spaceship to shoot cats out. So I'm gonna go edit my spaceship because I want my spaceship to do the thing, not my cat. Other behaviors here. And how should we make it, like, what are we doing to get it to shoot? Usually, with other games, we're pressing another button. So that would be a trigger. I'm gonna do a mouse click right over here. And then there's this thing there that says down, up, over, out. I'm gonna do down for a click. And then I'm gonna look for a thing called emit. I have to find where it is. Is it triggers? No, it won't be triggers. It won't be under logic. It's on a component. So on a component, it's a thing called emit. And if I go to emit and I go, what's this? In emit, it spawns a new block, a new object. It spawns an object, temporary objects into your game. A level sends them moving to a specific direction. This can be useful for creating projectiles or special effects like smoke, dust, or a bit of debris. So what it does is that it spawns a thing in front of our other thing and make it move, which exactly is what we want. So here we go. I have emit, and there's a little thing called angle in emit. I'm going to have it down right here. I'm going to click on this. Have it expire after 10 seconds, emit of 4, so 2. Object to emit, there we go. So under object emit, I'm going to choose my bullet, which is the cat. And then I can rotate the object based on my direction. So I'm going to check on that. Force, angle. Could do angles independent, but for now, let's just see what this happens. Nothing is happening right now. I'm clicking and nothing's coming out. So I did something wrong here. Left click. Capture clicks anywhere. That's probably why. Let me click play, then click. Yeah, that's why. So what happened here is that I have to click specifically on my spaceship to do things. So that would be like in the case of a button or screen to tap on. But if I do capture clicks anywhere, I could spawn anything anywhere. So I click OK and play. There's my cat. But it's kind of slow and it's not really lasting very long. I'm shooting a cat. No. So I'm gonna stop that for now. And I'm gonna go click right in here. So expire after 10. I'm gonna do a lot longer and we'll click over here. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm gonna click on what's this again and see what expire is. So naming this prevents object from expiring after being removed. Expire after, this is how many frames you wait before a new object is expired and removed from the level. So, so it's based on frames. So what's happening here, it's after 10 frames, it disappears. I'm gonna do 60 frames. Oops, it won't let me go above 60. Oh, no, it's because I have a number lock on. 60 frames, click OK, test. Here we go. But it's always kind of shooting noise in the down direction. It's like in a weird angle. I'm gonna do a little bit longer. I'm gonna do 120. Make it a little bit stronger. I'm going to not rotate. Click OK, test. Now it's always going in that direction, but that's not what I want. So let's go back in here. Let's do, trying to think this through. Maybe I want, I'm just going to do rotate object right here. Test. The thing is, it's like going down when I do that. I'm going to go click OK. I'm going to go back to my cat right here. I'm going to edit it. Physics, movable is solid. Now I'm going to go to behaviors. I'm going to delete this temporarily. Just going to delete all of that. Okay, okay. And then back in here, edit behaviors. Maybe I didn't want speed on my cat. There we go. Now it's going in there. Yeah, it's because of the movement I added to cat. So now I'm shooting out cats. There we go. And click OK. I'm going to delete this cat here. Back in here, edit behavior test. But we're shooting out cats now. Okay, so now we got one more thing to do here. I need to look at the time again. 4 o'clock. It's on the slide so I can see the time here. So next thing we want to do is have blocks that we can, shoot at. Destroy things like meteors in space. So I'm going to click OK in here, and we're going to make another object in here. So click anywhere, as usual, create. I'm going to name this block. I'm not really going to make a meteor, moves around, just a stationary space block. And then edit sprite, browse. Well, I mean, I could look for a meteor, but I'm just going to put some tutorial. I could have these astronauts. Pixel blocks. Is there any space-like blocks? Ooh, this one right here. So we see you shoot it once and it breaks over time. I'm gonna go with the spawn block right here. Click OK. And then actually edit sprite animation. So I'm gonna give an animation here. I'm gonna create a new. I'm gonna call it breaking. You don't have to follow me much on this part. This might take a little bit. I'm gonna add frame. If I click on the plus on the top right there, it adds frame. I'm gonna browse. Go back to blocks for the second frame. I'm going to choose this breaking one. And for the third frame, it breaks a lot. So now if I play it, see that it's breaking. Maybe I want to do that instead. There we go. Okay. Click OK. And then I'm going to put my block right here for testing. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to do behaviors. And then I'm going to do a once. No, actually, I don't want a once. I'm going to do a collision. There we go. A collision. And when it gets hit by a bullet, it destroys itself. There we go. Yep, destroys itself. There you go. That's simple as that do blocks. But I did that little extra thing about breaking. So if like it hit, I have to like shoot it several times to get it to break. So now I'm going to stop here. So now I need to look for, instead of this, I'm going to delete it. And I'm going to look for this little thing called animation. I think it's under properties. There we go, animation. So when it gets hit, I'm going to go to breaking, and I just want to go to the next frame. So I need to start and stop. And then I want to give it hit points. That's a lot of, this is turning bigger than I thought it would be. So yeah, I have to give it hit points. So I'm gonna have to do that filter thing. Remember when we did like if statements, so if this happens, then do this, if not, do this. So I'm gonna do a hit. and every time I get hit, it goes to the next animation. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so every time I get hit, first we have to add numbers too. So the number is gonna be 0 for now. We get hit, goes in positive. I'm gonna go in, and when the value is greater than, let's see, hits, gets break, yeah, 2 times. Then we'll go bring back destroy again. So on down components, destroy. And when it passes, it destroys. So testing, 1, oh, 1. So there's 1, 2, 3. So that's so sorry, I need to change that a little bit. So you notice right here, I tried to shoot it 3 times and get break. I'm gonna change this to 1. It's greater than 1 that it breaks. Okay, so whenever it fails, I'm gonna have it go to animation. But when it passes, play. So play. Nope, I didn't play my animation. Play again. See, you saw that I kind of broke, but it kind of I didn't want to, like, I didn't do what I wanted here. So I'm gonna click what's this to understand a little bit more on how it works. So priority, if 2 animations try to play at the same time, same last frame, start an animation. Maybe I want to do this differently. Usually that's not. Maybe I want to have it where it changes its like block, where it destroys itself, and then maybe replace a block here. Maybe that's what I want. How would I do that? So whenever we're kind of lost in something, trying to figure out how to do it, we can always look through all the different things we can do. Or we could look it up too. So we'll be under game flow. See what components we got: sound, emit, spawn, attach, motor, impulse, look at, raycast, calendar, clock, probably be under properties. So it does something. And yeah, it looks like all we got is animation here. I'm gonna go click OK for now. I'm gonna go my block right here. Oops. I'm gonna edit here. I'm gonna edit sprite. Go back to animation. My animation's gone. Oh, that's why. And there's a delay in here. But what if I don't want it to loop? I don't want it to loop. I want to play once and stay on the last frame. I'm going to behaviors here. Oh, there we go. Fail, start, stay in the last frame when done. So now I'm playing. Shoot it, it breaks. Shoot it again, it got destroyed. There we go. So now I'm gonna click OK, and now I'm just gonna put this block, oops, cancel, clone all around. So I'm gonna make it where I'm trapped. There we go. I'm gonna click on this. I'm gonna edit because I need to make it solid. It's solid. Okay, good. Okay, play. Yep, I'm trapped. There we go. So I'm in here, you know, trying to break out. I'm like, oh, what do I do? And I just click, and we got all these blocks breaking now. And I'm free. Yeah, so that's mostly it for a space game. I'm gonna add one more thing in here. I'm gonna make it where if I touch the block, I take damage. So I'm gonna go to edit game. I'm going to edit my speed first because it's kind of slow. I'm going to bring it up to an 8. Here we go. Okay. And then I am going to do a collision. So add collision. Hit. And then I'm going to take a property. And then I'm going to do colors. And this is when I hit a block. Turn red. Test. Oh no, it makes me turn blue. I was just trying to see if I can do weird effects. I'm just gonna delete this for now. I'm gonna grab a number. Here you go. Adds. And then this again, this will be filter, where if it's greater than 2, it destroys itself. Hang on it, destroy. Here we go for a pass. But I'm going to do a thing on property for fail where, can I do it where like, try to like think of an effect where maybe like for a second does this and then switch back. There's a little thing we could toggle back and forth between things. Oh, I know. I'm going to do an impulse thing where it sends me in the wrong, like the opposite direction after I get hit. So here's impulse. And I want to impulse backwards. So, nope, sent me forward. Yeah, it sent me forward. That's not what I want. Oops. Probably have to add a negative number. I'm gonna do a number. And then I'm going to do a -1. So fail in and over forward. Okay. Nope. Oops. At a -100. Let's see what happens when you do that. Nope. Impulse is not working the way I wanted to do. Looks like you can't set a negative there. So I could take the time and set up like negative movement where it sends it backwards based on the X and Y. Though we're out of time today. So if you were working on this and trying to do this instead, make it play a sound when it fails. But that's about it for the shooting game. Thank you very much for watching today. Stay tuned for next week when we do our top-down RPG game. Thank you very much and have a good afternoon, everyone.